I'm not a big fan of advice, but if I had to tell people who are starting off in our space in this language and translation industry, I would say that the main advice is to stay away from technique and to focus on broadening your horizons as much as you can so that you can find out things that you really love beyond just the language itself. Because like I've said in other videos and talks, I really believe that it's the intersection of many different skill sets that are going to be valuable. So if you, and maybe you don't know exactly what those intersections are now, which is fine, but if you at least expose yourself to, for instance, this idea of data analysis, that's a very interesting concept for some people. Other people find it incredibly boring. Maybe you focus more on copywriting. Maybe you focus more on digital marketing. Maybe you focus more on analytics. Maybe you focus more on workflow management and engineering. Maybe you dig into project management. Maybe you dig into a little bit of all of these. But I think the key thing is, if you're let's say a citizen of the world and you're aware of different cultures and you're aware of different products and you're aware of different points of view and you're aware that communication is something incredibly complex and you're able to facilitate that communication, that makes you incredibly valuable. If you're able to really weigh completely asymmetrical things together, and maybe that the word should be this, but the analytics say that, but the compliance officer says another thing. If you're able to weigh these things and make an informed decision that can be at some point scrutinized and justified, etc., that has incredible value. And in my opinion, the key thing is to not think very concretely about what it means to be a translator, but really to think more abstractly about what it means to facilitate information going from one place into a specific audience. So again, the more appreciation you have for the way different people think, the more appreciation you have for how many different demographics there are in the world, the more appreciation you have for how people of different age groups think. So the more and talk, the more you become, again, maybe the word is corny, but the more you become a citizen of the world, really living and breathing all of these different subject matters and areas, and the more you travel and experience other cultures, in my opinion, the more skilled you will become at being able to facilitate these outcomes, right? So it's not something directly objective, but it's about broadening the mind, broadening your horizons, and being really keen on continuously learning. Because in my opinion, this applies even for myself. If I stop to learn at any given moment, I'm not likely to be as relevant tomorrow, right? So I think the learning component is super important, and I think keeping a very open mind of what is important. And I would say that is the biggest threat to the evolution of the career of someone who's starting off in this space, is narrowing down and trying to think too much about a role and forgetting about something that's much broader that's going on.